Now, the United States should be held responsible for the stalemate in negotiations to revive the Iran nuclear deal and the unilateral sanctions imposed on the country. Well, that's coming from Iran's foreign ministry. Nasser Kanani, a spokesman for Iran's foreign ministry, made the remarks at a press conference, noting that the U.S. government disrupted the regional peace and stability and created differences by making false accusations in order to achieve its illegal goals. Iran signed the nuclear deal, formerly known as the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, with world powers in July 2015, agreeing to put some curbs on its nuclear program in return for the removal of the sanctions on the country. The U.S., however, pulled out of the deal in May 2018 and reimposed its unilateral sanctions on Iran, prompting the latter to drop some of its nuclear commitment under the deal. The spokesman noted that the unilateral sanctions imposed on Iran by the U.S. have affected the country's trade with the international community, as some countries, under the political pressures of the U.S., have refused to pay relevant financial payment or cut off the financial channels to Iran. He added that the country will continue to negotiate with relevant countries to safeguard its national interests. Now, a top envoy to Sudan's paramilitary rapid support forces says it was time for peace. Yusuf Azat made his remarks in Togo, where he was attending talks aimed at preventing Sudan's Darfur region from sliding deeper into war. Mr. Azat added his side would participate in any kind of meeting for peace and bringing people together and stop the war in Darfur and in Sudan. On the front line, fighting showed no sign of abating on Monday. However, a representative from a key Darfur rebel faction attending the Lomé talks welcomes the creation of roadmap. Darfur in western Sudan saw some of the worst bouts of violence in the conflict. In the early 2000s, the region witnessed another bloody war from which it never fully recovered. The representatives in Togo's capital discussed ways of reopening Darfur's El Janina airport under the RSF control to bring in humanitarian aid. The Togo talks came after rights campaigners in Darfur blamed the RSF and allied Arab militias for reported atrocities in their stronghold there, including rape, looting, and the mass killings of ethnic minorities. A deadly power struggle has pitted Sudan's army chief against his former deputy commander of the paramilitary RSF forces since the 15th of April. The fighting has turned Khartoum and other urban areas into battlefields. The sprawling region of Darfur saw the fighting turn into ethnic clashes. The conflict derailed Sudanese hopes of restoring the country's fragile transition to democracy, which had begun after a popular uprising forced the military's removal of long-term dictator Omar al-Bashir in April 2019. A coup led by the military and RSF disrupted the democratic transition in October 2021. Pro-democracy leaders, meanwhile, on Monday met in Egypt's capital, Cairo, the first such gathering of Sudanese politicians since the breakout of the war.